Hi everybody, it's Russell Markham here from VectorVest. Let's get into it today. Before we begin, please note our financial services license here, and you can check us out per our webpage. In addition, please note presentation today. I cannot give you personal advice. Please speak to your financial advisor. We offer general advice only. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Forecasts and backtests used or discussed in this presentation are intended as guide only, and actual results may be affected by known or unknown risks and uncertainties and therefore may differ materially from the results ultimately achieved. So today the discussion is going to be on semiconductor stocks. All right, so what I've done here is I've gone into the VectorVest system. Under viewers, I've selected industry viewer, and then I've scrolled all the way down. It's just to maximize this here to the info, tech, semiconductor and equipment industry. And if I right click, I can view stocks in industry group. All right, so if you're looking at for this on the 29th of November, it's towards the bottom of all of the industries, all right, as sorted by relative timing, looking for our fastest moving industry. So this industry has been under a lot of pressure, and we're looking as to whether things are about to turn around. Let's right click and let's view stocks in industry group. All right, so here we go. So you'll see there are a total of 6. All right, you can go through and you can have a look at all the given stocks. One that jumps out here is SLX. All right, you can see a big uplift there. Let's just change this here on the earnings, EPS. I'll change style, just make it jump out just a tad more there for you. And pull that back a bit. You can see, look at that. So a big uplift in the earnings. Something's taking place as those earnings lift. All right, we're seeing the share price starting to lift as well. Just something to be mindful of. We do have a valuation at 26 cents, so there's a significant premium being paid. But as long as those earnings continue to power on, the technicals, the short-term price momentum here, we're starting to see those technicals starting to break up again to the upside. And as long as market timing is in your favor, then you can certainly consider those types of stocks. All right. But again, make sure you're using risk and money management rules, and you certainly would want to make sure that you're not losing, as we advocate at VectorVest, more than 1 to 2% of your total investable capital per trade. So you'd want to use stop losses to ensure you're keeping your losses minimal, and if it does run, that you're locking in profits. Okay, so this is one that is jumping out. If you look at the others here, not so much. All right, there is another one I want to draw your attention to here, and that is an ETF called Semi. That's the one I'm looking for, Semi.ax. All right, we can't tell you the earnings. It's an ETF, but we can look at the momentum. So we're starting to see a bit of a breakout here to the upside on this ETF, which is in the semiconductor industry. Okay, or sector. It's an ETF, but it's in the semiconductors industry / sector. All right, bit of a mixed bag in Australia, but we're not going to stop there. Let's go and have a look at the semiconductor stocks in the United States. So here I am in the US. All right, so I've loaded up VectorVest US, and I've loaded up Industry Viewer. All right, so if I just pull this over just to make it a bit bigger. So go on to Viewers, Industry Viewer, and I've sorted the industry in ascending order. All right, so you just click on the industry heading here until it notes industry ascending. This just makes it easier for me, and I can scroll down electronic semiconductor equipment, electronic semiconductor manufacturing. So let's click on the first one here and right click and view stocks in industry group. So this will now bring back all of the equipment related semiconductor stocks. And if I go back to the start of November, all right, and I'll run this through until the 29th as of my current date here, time recording, I'm going to show you the top 10. So you can see the breakout taking place like that. 9 winners and 1 that stayed even. All right, very good. And look at those returns, AEHR, ACLS, ASML. These are some of the ticker codes here. Phenomenal returns taking place. If I look at the current date as of my time recording here, let's go back to the current date, the 29th, and let's look at the top fundamental and technical rank one here, AEHR, a graph that's given one here. Look at those earnings at the moment, powering up, bit of a breather, but it's powering back up again. Technicals breaking out. All right, this is a pretty powerful stock. There is a little bit of a premium being paid, not massive. We've got a valuation there at 19 odd, and it's just shy of 26. So if you're more conservative, you may wish to buy an undervalued one. So this one here at 76 versus 94. So at VectorVest, we advocate buying safe, undervalued stocks rising in a rising market, and this certainly meets that criteria. Look at that, becomes buy rated here on the 7th of November at 69. It's now at 76. Earnings taking off, technicals picking up. The other thing I like to put on is the sales indicator, just to check in on the sales, and I can see, look, this company here is growing its sales. It's always a positive sign, growing its sales, growing its earnings, technicals starting to break out. All right, so this one here is breaking out in price currently. Let's close out of here, and let's do the same exercise for the manufacturing semiconductor stocks. So right click, and again, view stocks industry group. Here we go. All right, so in this particular case here, there are 62, and let's go back to the start. All right, the start here, and let's quick test top 10. Here we go. And look at 14.82 in this case here, 10 out of 10 winners. Phenomenal. All right, AMKR, AMD, DIOD, ticker codes. Look at these returns, big returns here. All right, so phenomenal returns. Let's roll it forward. So you want to do this till your current date. So whatever your current date is as of time recording here, roll it forward to your latest date, that being where the market closed for the day. And let's have a look. I'll graph, say, these two here. So RMBS, all right. So this one here, let's maximize it up here. And 27 price, a value of 28. So it's undervalued currently, a little bit of upside yet. But if earnings continue to power on, it'll certainly power on a lot more. That's what we've seen over the years of VectorVest. This is your key driver, earnings. A little bit anemic, although it's picking up. If I pull it back a bit, it's been a little bit choppy. The earnings are certainly powering on, and we can see that sales are picking up. It's not a bad one, but let's look at the second one there in the list. RMBS, so value of 36, closing price of 37. All right. And look at those earnings. Earnings are really powering on. Technicals powering on nicely. And this company's certainly been growing its sales. So if sales continue to grow, earnings continue to power on, the technicals continue to light up, then certainly you're putting all the odds in your favor for this to benefit from the stock, which most likely will rise, provided, of course, the big question there is market. As long as the market's continuing to rise. So if you have a rising market and then you're buying into that rising market with companies growing their earnings, you know, technicals are firing up, these companies are growing their sales, all these key things, then you're putting yourself in a strong position to benefit to the upside. All right, so there it is. And once again, I can't give you personal advice. Nobody can predict the market. We're a proud trend following system. Right now, the trend of the market is up. Right now, the trend of this stock is up. The earnings are growing. The technicals are lighting up. All right. Semiconductor stocks, on average, are on the rise. And there you go. Last thing I'll leave you with, for each one of these in the industry group, I can right-click and I can then look at View Industry Graph. So for this one here, all right, so that's all those stocks. So you've got to be careful, not just rush out and buy all those stocks, because that's the average of all those stocks. The earnings are falling. All right. On average, all those stocks, the technicals are starting to pick up. So your job as an investor then is to come in to VectorVest and view the stocks in that industry group and then pick out the top performers. And we'll do that each and every day by sorting those stocks by the best combinations of fundamentals and technicals at the top of your list every day. That's the power of VectorVest. We make it nice and easy. Hope you got a lot out of it. Until next week, bye for now.